Hi guys! Just coming in real quick whilst I edit this week's episode to let you know that Venom experienced some technical issues this week. We didn't want you to miss out, so we've replaced his visuals with a photo of him and you can still hear his audio just fine. I hope you still enjoy the episode nonetheless. See you next time.
Coming up this week on Unpicked.
He's not giving baddie aesthetic at all. If she was trying to do baddie aesthetic, she's failed. Lizzo is a baddie.
Subjective.
And then she's going to get to like 28. 29 and then she's gonna have a second PPE and then
that's gonna be the one.
So calm down that's your facial expressions.
Blame the misogynist in me, not that I'm a misogynist, but Wagwan peeps, it's Venom, what you saying? Alongside my home slice, Dammy to the Zane. When she and I get together on the poddy, ask anybody, the vibes are insane.
Join our family and feel free to come by. Be on Apple Podcast and Spotify.
Yeah.
New drop on the way every Monday at 6.
Tune in and come see what we unpick.
2016 for me was a lit summer. It was so lit, right?
What happened in 2016?
I feel like I was just out here.
Like what films or something? Just to cast my mind back. What happened? Okay. What released in 2016? I'm just gonna do a quick Google search to find out what film.
Maybe album.
Okay, so that's the year of the original Doctor Strange, the Captain America Civil War, Deadpool, X-Men The Apocalypse, Batman vs Superman.
Drake came out with Views. Kanye came out with The Life of Pablo. So for me,
that was a vibe. That was a year. Yeah, that was a vibe.
My seasons are always heavily linked to music, not film, not TV.
I just was trying to gauge. Yeah.
And when I think of 2016, I think of Drake. And I think of like blasting like that album. The sun was sunning. Do you know what I mean? It was shining. I was in the best shape of my life. I think I was in a relationship, but it was coming to
forget that one. Forget that one. Yeah.
Forget that. That summer was lit, man. It was so lit. And I feel like 2023 is going to be lit again. And I don't know why I feel like that, but I just feel like it is, right? Maybe because we're like 3 years post-pandemic and we're like, everyone's getting back into their rhythm again.
Would you call that 3 years post?
Yeah, it's been 3 years since lockdown.
Okay. Because I kind of called the pandemic like the whole, like, I don't know how long it lasted, but
it ended in 2021, right? So if you like, you can say, fine, it's been 2 years. So everyone's like, there's no restrictions, there's nothing.
Yeah, there's not a single restriction.
You got to be vaccinated, you got to show your COVID pass. There's none of that. This summer's going to be... Yeah, I'm gonna be outside. So I feel like, maybe this is my hibernation season where I'm just like, okay, Dammy, you need to summon all your energy because this summer you're gonna be outside.
You're gonna be giving.
And I'm gonna be giving. Yeah, maybe that's what it is. Because right now I'm like, I can't be bothered.
Let's do a quick hello for the people them and then.
Let's do a hello for the people them.
Yeah. Welcome to Unpicked People Them. I go by the name of Venom. Alongside my co-host, Dammy to the Zane. And this is the Unpicked podcast, where we, look at where we delve into the overlooked and underappreciated topics in our culture. You get me? You got to do the overlooked and the under. It's metaphoric.
Do you know what makes me laugh about this whole thing, guys? Yeah, he's been trying to push this line, at the start of our intros. He came up with it. I didn't force him. I said, let's just free fall. This one would be stuttering. But words that he wrote. Like black guys, when you ask them why they like black women.
Oh, really? Do you find they stutter? Bad shade. Ooh.
With the violence.
Immediate violence,
Straight away. But anyway, guys, thank you for clicking on this video and decided to come and chill with us for about an hour and a bit. More time, an hour and a half these days. It's been creeping up every week. It just creeps up. The time creeps up. But anyway, as my co-host said, you know what we do here. We just talk. We share our opinions. Guy, girl, sharing our opinions on stuff. And I hope you enjoy the show. On the screen right now, you can see the QR code for our Instagram. if you like what you see, or you're already following us or subscribed to the YouTube or listening on the listening platforms, then you can still get us on Instagram as well.
Mm-hmm.
Might as well.
It's
very simple, at Unpicked Podcast. It's very simple.
That's where we at.
The QR code is on the screen, so you don't even need to type it in. See how we look after you. Cool. Those of you that have been with us for some time, big love as usual. Thank you for being part of the family, and hopefully the newbies will join us too. This is going to be season's finale.
Mm-hmm.
A few weeks ago, I was like, I don't think we're going to do a season this time. I feel like we're just going to be on season 3
We're just going to rock and roll.
We're just going to rock and roll just until I get tired. And then look at me 3 weeks later, I'm tired. Guys, I'm tired. We need a break. Let's keep it up. Let me just be transparent. A lot of work goes into editing this podcast. We film for about, these days, like 3 hours.
Yeah, literally.
Although you only get to see half of it. You might get to see more later. But the editing takes a long time. So sometimes I need a break. So we're taking one. I feel like I deserve it.
Most definitely.
And I do appreciate when I see, the editing looks good. This looks good. I'm like, yeah, pat on the back. Thank you so much for acknowledging that, because a lot of work goes into it. Yeah, but you know what I mean? This home slice needs a bit of a break. So we're going to be away for 2 weeks. And we will be returning to you on, and damn, I can't remember the date. Can you remember the date that we're coming back?
Off the top of my head, no, because when we said it, I didn't write it in the calendar, but I think it was the 18th.
I know I wrote it down somewhere. Look at me with my copious notes. Let me see if I can find it. Guys, talk about not being organized.
Your look and our look also. But I feel like it was the 18th. But I could be completely wrong.
Why does the 18th feel so far? Wow, guys.
It is far, but then I could just be wrong. In a month view.
Okay. No, you're not. You weren't far off. I got it written down.
Is it the 15th?
So we return on the 17th of April.
Oh, yeah. That's the one.
Yeah, we come back on the 17th of April. But don't worry, yeah. I have some in the pipelines for you, because I know you're going to miss us, right? And remember I said that we record for bare long and there's bare things that you lot don't get to see. Well, rather than giving you full-blown normal episodes, what I will be doing is I'll be dropping a few of the conversations that we've had that did not make it into a full episode. So you'll still get a little something. It just won't be a full episode on the days that we are no longer here. Just to keep it consistent. Don't say I don't look after you. Sis is tired, but she's still got a little something for you. You know what I mean? But we'll be back on the 17th with a full-blown normal episode as per. Since it's the last episode of season 3.
Look at her. Look at the energy change. Sis was tired, but now that just out of nowhere, vitamins are activating. Okay.
Vitamin W. For what? Vitamin wins. Basically, guys that have been with us for a while know that we've been playing an icebreaker called Game Time. Basically a trivia game. And the whole point was that we would ask each other 5 questions each, alternating every week, and tally up the scores. And whoever has the most scores wins the game overall and gets to ask the other person to do something, a challenge or something, a prank, a dare or whatever. And as of last week, where we balanced how many games we've had, so we've had equal number of games. I'm in the lead. I'm winning. So I'm on 26 and Venom is on 20, which means I'm winning. Now, I wasn't going to say that we should end it. I was going to say, let's just carry on. But today, we're not going to play Game Time. So at this point, Venom, it's up to you.
No, man.
Lock it off there?
Lock it right there. Man's not afraid. Man's not afraid. The people need to see what happens when man loses, when you win, just so they know for next season what's going to go on.
I got a speech, yeah. I got a speech. From early, Venom's been doing tricks. He's been doing tricks. He's been doing trickery and manipulation. He even tried to do juju on me. As of last week, we came to find that whenever he would remind me that I'm about to get 5 out of 5, all of a sudden, I'd lose the fifth question. Do you know what I'm saying? He even tried to give me points. He tried to give me points, right? But I'm a woman of integrity. I refuse to take those points. There was 2 points man tried to give me. Then he tried to say that he's still going to win anyway. But look at God. When I tell you I'm a child of God, yeah, and I tell you that I'm one of God's favorites, you people need to believe me, because look at the scores. Amongst all the adversity that my co-host tried to throw at me, I still won. 26. Wow. 26 points, man's on 20.
Jeez.
Anyway, at the start of next season, we will let you know what the prank or whatever it is that I need to give Venom to do. And I'm hoping we'll film it and put it in the episode.
Yeah.
So you can see
what I asked him
to do. Because I ain't thought about it yet. Do you know what I mean? I haven't thought about it.
Yeah, no, take your time. You get me? Take your time, man. Ain't scared. You get me?
I ain't thought about it.
Man, ain't worry about nothing.
You see, when I talk about God's love, now you understand why I'll never turn away. I'll never turn away from
strong juju that's going on here.
A child of Christ forever and ever. And I'll never turn my back from a child of Christ. And I have to make it clear, because man's trying to say juju. No, it's God. So anyway, God, thank you very much for always being there for me and for protecting me against man like Venom trying to use trickery and
this Oscar speech.
And juju.
If it wasn't for you, I don't know where I'd be today.
I wouldn't be here. I'd have lost a whole Dammy saying I would have lost. But you held it down. You had my back. So anyway, guys, we're going back to old school. We have an icebreaker, and we're going back to old school. We're gonna play this or that. Those that have been with us from day one will understand that this or that. I don't know. We didn't even bring it in day one. I feel like we brought it on when we were early teens.
It crept in at some point.
Yeah, early teens, yeah. And basically what we would do every week is one host will ask the other host this or that questions. I've got 3 for you.
Okay.
You ready, yeah? Cool. So you're stuck in an elevator, a lift. Who would you prefer to be stuck with? Chris Brown or Blueface?
Chris Brown. He annoys me, but I think there's conversation I would at least want to have with him if I'm stuck.
About what?
About all that nonsense. What did you do? What happened? Why are you like this? Whereas Blueface, I really don't care. He's like Chris Brown 2.0.
I feel like Chris Brown's got in a one-to-one conversation. I feel like you and Chris Brown could potentially get on.
Yeah. That's why I think him. But with Blueface, literally, I really can't. That'd be pain.
Fair enough.
Because I don't even respect his music. You know what I mean? At least I respect Chris Brown's music, but there's things about his character that I don't like.
Do you? Do you respect his music? Because I do remember a conversation we had where he tried to say that Chris Brown can't sing.
He can't. That's not his music. That's his singing ability.
Wow. Okay, fair enough. Anyway. In order to save the world, you have to procreate with one of these women.
Wow.
Who are you choosing? Black China.
Oh, God.
Or Christian?
Oh, Christian all day, man. She's crazy, but she looks better than Black China to me.
Mother of your kids.
Listen.
Christian.
There's no way on earth that I'm touching Black China. Maybe once she's gone through her transition. Maybe once she's gone through this.
Dissolved everything.
Once she's gone through all that. Yeah, because I know she's also like a follower of Christ now. Once I see that long term and I can judge the new Black China, then maybe...
There's no time because you need to save the world. So you
maybe I might make a different choice. But out of these two women as they stand, Christian, 100%. Christian, sorry. It's Christian.
No, that's it. It's just Christian.
Yeah. No, I've been saying it wrong as well.
If I had said Black China or Madonna, who would you have said?
Oh, God. I'd say that the world's gonna end.
No, you have to choose. You have to.
Wow, you have to choose.
You have to choose.
Yuck! What? That is disgusting. Choose. Madonna or Black China?
Yeah. What are you saying now?
You know, like the feeling that I think I'm experiencing is when you genuinely have no attraction. So it might as well be a man. Like, there's no difference.
Pick one then.
I can't, because it's like...
No, you have to.
I'll just flick a dice. I'll just roll a dice. I don't even have a coin.
You know how this or that goes. You know how this or that goes. You have to pick.
Well, then it's going to be Black China because of the ageism. I'm just going to be ageist and say Black China because she's not as old.
Wow.
As
ageist.
And then at least at the end of it as well, I'll end up with black kids. If the chemicals don't do something else to them on the way out, who knows? It might be translucent by the time they come out, but yeah.
You're terrible. Okay, final, like a real final. So you've been summoned to a rap battle, yeah? Mm-hmm. It's do or die. So you have to pick one.
Right.
And this person's gonna represent you. So you're not rapping for yourself. This person's gonna rap for you, yeah? On your behalf. Who you picking? Drake or Travis Scott?
To rap for me in a rap battle.
Yeah.
Neither of them are battlers, but Drake's got. I'll pick Drake. Drake's got the writers, and he's got the potential. He was scared of Pusha T, that's for damn sure. But I haven't seen Travis go at anybody ever. Yeah.
I'm happy with that answer because you chose my babes.
I'd have to. I've never seen Travis go at somebody. Yeah, I haven't seen him go at somebody. I prefer his style in terms of where it could go, but yeah, it'd be Drake.
Cool. Drake. You warmed up, yeah? You ready for the rest of the episode? Is
I'm
everybody
ready.
else ready for the episode?
Ready.
All right, let's go. Let's do this.
I saw this clip from a podcast which was not in the information, and the person in question's name was not in any of the captions, but it was a BBW model. Don't know if you saw a white woman who's a porn star. Sorry, I said model, but technically she's actually a BBW porn star who was saying on a podcast that she was reached out to by Fredo. Have you seen those clips?
Okay.
And he was apparently gonna fly her out to $15K a night hotel in Greece to do dirty things with her.
Yeah.
And then Fredo was replying on social saying he drives foreigns, he doesn't drive lorries, and taking those kind of indirect shots. What did you think about that? Do you think she's lying for a start, I guess?
I don't know what is a truth and I don't know what is a lie. I couldn't tell you, but you know what, yeah? I seen the girl, right? She might be attractive to some.
For sure, yeah, for sure.
I don't recall thinking she was attractive.
No, I didn't personally think she was attractive either.
And I don't think it's to do with her size.
No, it wasn't. She just didn't have a cute face.
She's just not attractive. I think I'll be honest, I thought she was trolling originally because I didn't think she was attractive, but I don't know what he actually genuinely finds attractive or not.
Yeah.
So it could be true. Who knows, right?
It was the porn star fact that made me think it was probably true.
Because there's a lot of guys who act like they don't like big women, but they do deep down. They just try and hide it. So, and some of them have a fetish for black women, have a fetish for big women, right? So it's not unbelievable. I just looked at her face and said, I don't know. I think you're trolling.
Yeah.
That was the first thing I did, because as soon as I heard about it, I was like, I want to see what this person looked like. And I wasn't thinking size, I was thinking looks. And that's really bad, because someone could probably do that. Well, I mean, I'm not a porn star, but someone would probably look at my picture and be like, she's not even all that. Like, she's not even...
But it's subjective, though. It's subjective, yeah. Before this little, Fredo hollered me situation, I'd never seen this woman before, ever. Not on porn, not on anything. So in that same vein, I'm like, how does she even know who Fredo is to even try? Like, not that he's not famous, because he is famous, but it's just like, why would you even pick Fredo of all people? Like, it just didn't really make sense to me in a way where I was like, this seems like it's got more legs than it does, because I just can't. If she tried to say Burner Boy or somebody like who's a bit more popular,
because that's not believable at all.
Why is Burner Boy not believable? Even though
I think anyone bigger than Fredo, I don't think it would be believable. People would have shut that down ASAP Rocky, because they would have been like, "Have you seen yourself?" Because she, like I said, she's not.
Yeah, I didn't think she was cute. I didn't think she was cute.
If it was a big woman who had a really pretty face, really attractive face, then it'll be like, okay, I see it, because you're actually a baddie.
But you know what the other thing is, though? Because she definitely tries to style herself like a baddie, because she had on like the lace front type vibe with the hair anyway. But because she's a porn star and I've not seen her porn, is why I'm like, but she might be like a baddie in the bedroom, you know what I mean? Where you might...
Hold on a minute. Are we thinking of the same person?
Yeah, like she got blonde hair.
Can you send me the thing?
Where's my... Oh,
because I don't know if did I send it to you? Let me see.
And she sat down. She's her and a black guy doing a podcast one-on-one. And
this is not a black... She's not a black girl.
No, she's white. But she's wearing a lace... She's wearing like a lace front type hairpiece.
Is it?
Oh, sorry, because you thought when I said lace front, you thought I was then meaning a black girl. No, she wearing like some kind of lace front thing. Like, that's not her hair.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
So that's to me, when you do that kind of stuff, you're trying to do a baddie aesthetic.
Are you?
To me.
No, people wear wigs for different reasons. I don't think she's not giving baddie aesthetic at all. If she was trying to do baddie aesthetic, she's failed.
I just remember seeing like nails, lashes, and the headpiece. That's what I remember seeing.
No, she's giving that word that I said I'll never use.
Oh damn, I can't remember what that word was.
Uggs.
Oh,
slouching
damn.
Uggs. Terrible lashes, really long, like, you know what I mean? She's giving that look. That's what she's giving. She's not giving baddie. I give baddie.
But is that not race specific? Is that not like...
No, because you can get some Caucasian girls that give baddie the same vibe that I give. So me self-proclaiming as a baddie.
Wait, so is baddie based on your execution rather than what you are prescribing to?
It's the
execution. So your lace front ain't the same as my lace front. Your lashes ain't the same as my lashes.
That's right.
Okay. Because to me,
plus a baddie always looks nice. So even if you don't subscribe to her wearing weaves and lashes and nails, you'll look at her and be like, no, she's attractive. That's what makes her a baddie. That's why she's bad. Do you know what I mean? Because she's attractive. Okay. So if you don't execute it well, you don't look attractive, you're not a baddie, period. Like, you're not. You see what I'm saying?
Agreed.
That's why I said, look at me self-proclaiming, because I know I look good. I look good today.
Ow.
So I'm like, yeah, I look. So I know that I'm a baddie.
A boy in my DMs say I'm pretty.
Says I'm pretty. No, there are boys in my DM saying I'm pretty.
Boy in my DMs say I'm pretty.
Saying I'm pretty.
You know that sound actually kills me. I don't know why. So...
Do you know what? It comes from a poem, right? Not to make it serious, but I'm gonna make it serious. It comes from a poem from a black woman, dark-skinned black woman, and the whole point of the poem is saying that she is getting love as a dark-skinned black woman. So people, you can laugh about it, but I appreciate that poem.
No, it makes me smile. It makes me smile.
Yeah, it makes me so happy. And every time I do
that
get
energy of what you just said,
and that's why every time I do get a man in my DM saying I'm pretty, I'm like, thank you, because we don't get it often. Like on my TikToks, on my personal TikToks, not even the one for the podcast, my personal TikToks. When I was TikToking, I don't TikTok no more. I need to get back into that because it was fun. I would get a mixture of comments. I'd get the racists saying, she's got a weave on, you're trying to be white. And it's like, no. Don't hate because we're versatile, okay? And then I get people like, oh my God, you're really pretty. And I was like, oh, thank you. Like, it's nice to hear that. Do you know what I mean? As a woman, as a dark-skinned woman, getting those compliments, it means the world to us. But yeah, anyway, she's not a baddie. She's not giving baddie aesthetic because she failed miserably at it. She doesn't look like a baddie. And it's not about her size because there's loads of big women that execute baddie better than me, better than the slimmest baddie you've seen. There's some that do you know what I mean? Like, you look at them, you're like, wow. Do you know what I mean? Like, for example, Lizzo is a baddie.
Subjective.
Lizzo is a baddie. Her face, she's so pretty. She's so pretty, right? So, okay, some outfits I don't think really suits her. But I get why she's wearing it. But when you look at her, like her face and like when she like the baddie aesthetic, when she pulls it off, she pulls it off. Do you know what I mean? Like with the weave and everything. She looks good, right? Body might not be everybody's cup of tea, but you wouldn't look at Lizzo and say that girl is unattractive the same way you would say this girl's unattractive.
I would say that Lizzo does things that are unattractive or makes choices that are like unattractive. Yeah.
Right. But she's still pretty in the face. And I've even seen Lizzo without makeup and she's still giving baddie.
Oh no, yeah. I think that's why I have that opinion, yeah.
Yeah, because she's actually attractive, like face-wise and everything. If you like bigger girls, you'd also probably find Lizzo's body attractive. I mean, Lizzo's got a man. I don't. So that says something. Do you know what I mean? But
every king has their queen. I don't think that having a man makes you attractive or satisfies your
no. It doesn't. It's just that I can't say that Lizzo isn't attractive when she's got a man.
Like, she's got boys in her DM saying she's pretty. She also worth a lot of money. So you can't. You're not comparing two things that are the same, like in any regard.
Plus, Lizzo and her aesthetic are completely different anyway. So, but no, it's not her size. What I'm trying to get across is with this girl, it's not her size that makes her unattractive. She's just unattractive. So I get why, even if whether Fredo did it or not, I can get why he would be reacting the way he did. What I don't like is him saying,
I wouldn't like.
What I don't like is the truck comment.
That one was low. That was low blow. That's why I brought that one up, because I was like, ooh.
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it when men talk about women's bodies. It really gets to me because it's like, you can like the slimmer babe. That's fine. There's going to be someone that likes that shape, believe it or not. Do you know how many gym guys like big girls?
Oh, yeah.
The skinniest of the skinniest guys, like a twig, and they like the big girls. They like
solid.
So like, just because you don't like it doesn't mean that you should completely bring her down.
You know what it was?
Which is why the words, if you clock the language I'm using around Lizzo and big women, is a certain type of way. Because if I was a guy, I probably wouldn't. I know what my type would be if I was a guy. Yeah, not to be conceited, but my type would be me. It would be me. It would be curvy, but not. It would be curvy, but not obese.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
To be fair, right?
It would be like women that it would be like Chloe Bailey. Okay, basically for me, as long as you've got the,
she's not big. As long as you've got the well, she's super curvy.
Hear me out. I said curvy, not big. That's what I'm saying. But for me, I like the Coca-Cola shape. So even if you're obese, or you got
if you got a shape, exactly. Yeah.
I think I'll be like, yeah, that's a bit of me.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. It's the shape, not the size.
If you're obese and you've got the apple shape, for example, or you're just square, then that's not for me. But some people it is for. So that's why I'm very careful of the words that I'm using. But I just think this particular girl isn't attractive. I just don't like the fact that he compared her to a truck. I think that was distasteful. He could have just said, I didn't, and you're not the kind of woman that I would go for. Like, maybe for
I also feel like low-key that he did go for it. And I don't know, like, I'm just trying to think, if I was in his position and I did actually holler, I'd have been like, yeah, like, I like them things too. And just kept it moving like that.
And there's nothing wrong with it. But you know
why? I mean, like, he would have opened up his demographic like mad.
But this is what speaks to what I was saying earlier about some guys like it, but they hide it. And the reason is because on social media, we've all been conditioned to like the Coca-Cola bottle shape. That's why Lizzo got, or still probably gets a lot of hate, or big girls get a lot of hate online. But guys don't want to admit that they like that. They don't want to admit it because that's not what social media and society is telling them.
Yeah, that man are wild.
So they try to hide it. And also I've also noticed guys care more than girls do about what their boys say about their partner.
Oh yeah, to a degree at points in time.
I feel like
younger, when you're younger rather than older.
Yeah, because I feel like girls are more likely to still date a guy even if he's not visually, even though he's challenged in the looks department, right? She's still probably going to give him a chance because he treats her nice, or he makes her feel good, or he makes her laugh, or he's got money, depending on the type of girl. And so, like, if a girl's like, if in a group chat, if a girl's like, oh, I'm dating some guy, oh, let's see him, drop him in the group chat, she'll be like, oh, first of all, he doesn't look good in pictures.
He's got this, he's got that, yeah.
She'll give you the preamble, and then she'll drop it, and then be like, all right, cool. But we won't, it's unlikely that girls are going to be like, right, he's ugly, what are you doing with him? Like, girls don't move like that. But I feel like guys probably take the piss out of their boys.
They'll use the other chat, and then they'll be like, oh, he's a bit buzzed though, isn't he? Don't tell me that they're in the other group chat. You know what I
used to say? I used to be like, well, if he makes you happy, that's the line. If I say that, then I'm basically like,
I'm not rating your thing.
But do you know what it is, yeah? I don't need to rate your thing because I'm not trying to be with him. You are. Exactly. So it don't matter. Do you know what I mean? But I feel like guys care because guys have the whole concept of, is that her? That, you know that?
No,
is that
I think it's in the beginning. I don't know about the end.
It came from guys. Like, let me put in the group chat what the girl looks like. Yeah,
I think that's in the beginning. I think that's when you're young, when you're in your 20s, when you're in your maybe even before the 20s. Once you're active and your man them are active. And then first girls, it's like, yo, what you saying though? Look at this thing. It's like a Pokemon card. They're like, yo, look, I know
grown guys. I know grown guys in their 30s still showing their boys what their girl looks like.
Yeah, that's wild.
In the group chat. Like, she sent me this. What do you think? That's her.
Hey, their girl.
They're sending their girl to the boys.
That's mad.
Like,
never. I have never. I can actually say I have never. Not my wife. Not in our whole relationship.
No.
No, but I mean, even when we were just dating, I wasn't like, yo, this is my thing. Even though I think most of them had actually met her before, but.
Well, even when you first started talking, you didn't do, oh, let's see her. God, this is a picture of her.
No, but I'm thinking when that would have been when I was in my 20s.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I can't really ask you.
That's why I'm.
There's guys in their 30s that still do that stuff, man. They still do it. Yeah, so I feel like guys care more about how she looks. And they care about what their boys are going to say. If their boys think that she's paying, then it's like, yeah, I got fainting, yeah. I feel like that's what guys do. So
you know
even
what?
if he did move to her, he won't want to say, because everyone don't think that. Well, most of us don't think she's good looking, so he won't want to admit that. Yeah, I jumped in her DMs.
Yeah, as soon as I heard porn and saw her size, I just ignored the fact that she wasn't that attractive to me because I felt like this attraction is on a different level anyway. It's not necessarily like a walking down the street sees a pretty girl type of thing. It's like very specific. The only way he would have come into contact with her in terms of her narrative is that he's like, oh yeah, I've seen you on the porn site doing blah, 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 so I reached out to you. So given that's the scenario, if I was single and that was actually my game plan is, oh, I'm somebody, let me reach out to these porn stars that I like. I'm be reaching out to people like from here, there, everywhere, like some non-connection type people. Like, oh
I don't get how guys think. I don't get
it's
how
just
you guys
but if
think.
you're going
Men
off just your sexual
funny.
interest, like it's just gonna be anything, man.
Anyway, have you heard of this show called Swarm?
No, Swarm TV show.
TV show on Prime.
No, fill me in.
So
Swarm.
basically, it's a show. It's like a thriller. I highly suggest that you watch it. It stars Chloe Bailey, Damson Idris.
Okay, yes, I do know what you're talking about. I haven't seen it, but I know they have a scene. Okay, cool. Yeah.
They have a sex scene within the first 5 minutes of the first episode
1. Okay.
And Chloe's booty was shaking, boy.
Yeah. I saw her talking about it, but I didn't know. I didn't realize it was like episode 1. I would have just watched it.
Twitter went mad about it because Twitter was like, rah. So Damson was giving Chloe backshots in the show, and then he goes home and gives Lori Harvey backshots in real life. Is this life?
Is this live? This is how man's winning.
He did. I don't know. He's a bit of a corny. Not corny. He's an asshole in the show. It's only the first episode that they were in it. I don't want to spoil it too much. He's a bit of an ass, but I'm not gonna lie. That scene, I was like, oh, Damson.
Oh, is he giving the pumps? Yeah.
I was like, oh, Damson, okay.
But that's because you're seeing him with someone who you don't necessarily have a negative
no, it's got nothing to do with Lori Harvey. It's got nothing to do. It's the fact that he's hot. He's just a hottie. Okay. So he's a hottie, and he obviously he's shirtless. He was quite exposed, and he's all glistening. And it's like, okay, the visuals are visualing. You know what I mean? It's not about who he's with. It's got nothing to do with who he is. It's just the fact that it reminded me of how attractive he is. Yeah. So I was like, oh, Damson, okay. And I think Chloe Bailey's attractive anyway.
Oh yeah. She's very, very, very attractive.
Very, and her booty was really, and the arch was really arching, and I was like, yeah. And on Twitter, everyone was.
Do you think her sister's gonna have a complex or has a complex about her?
Why would you say that? I think they're both very attractive, but they have a different look. They have
very different looks and vibes, and I think Chloe is way more like.
I also think Chloe's older than Halle, I believe.
Oh, are they not twins?
No.
This whole time I thought they were twins. That's why I was saying, do you think she's gonna have a complex? No,
she might do in terms of like younger sister, older sister, which can happen.
Yeah.
Between me and my sister, when I was young, because my sister's lighter, she's the lighter one, and when I was growing up, when I was younger, I wanted to be lighter. So when she was born, I just automatically, she's the prettier sister because she's light. And then as we've gotten older and I've come into myself, I don't feel like that anymore. I appreciate my face and how I look for what it is. But then she looks up to me and she's like, oh, I wish I looked more like you, type thing. So it's very normal for that to happen between sisters. And then to make it a little bit more harder between me and my sister was born with cleft lip and palate. So she was born with a physical, I don't want to call it deformity, but that's basically what it is. I don't like calling it that because my sister's not deformed. She's normal like everybody else. But clinically speaking, she was born with something that makes her look different to everybody else. So whilst I've always looked at her and thought, you're beautiful, irrespective, right? She looks at me as the only other sister that she has who doesn't have it. And she's like, oh, you look normal. I don't. I want to look more like you. So when you add that into it, it kind of heightens that feeling. I think it is normal between sisters, especially the younger sister, to like look up to the older sister and stuff. But Chloe has spoken a lot about the fact that her body fluctuates because she's the heavier one. So she's more bottom heavy than Halle. And she's spoken a lot about being in the industry and being big. And how she's only recently started to come into herself and love herself and feel beautiful and sexy. She never used to feel like that before. So even if Halle might have a complex, which I doubt she would, when you look at the standard of beauty and what the standard of beauty has been for a long time, Halle has always fit into the mold because she's slim.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Do you know what I mean? So I can't imagine that she would have a complex.
Yeah, but Chloe's like bodacious. And it ain't even started yet because both of them are still young women. When they 20s. Just see at me, just scooch on a little bit more, that is about to be a problem, buddy.
I feel like Chloe just knows that I remember when I came into my body, and I relate to Chloe, even though she's younger than me. I relate to her a lot because when I was in school, I already had boobs, and it wasn't like starter boobs because I started wearing a bra from like the age of 10. So by the time I was like in secondary school, I had boobs, proper. I had breasts. Not even. I didn't have titties. I didn't have boobs. I had breasts. Right.
They had arrived.
Thick thighs. Bum. Like I had a womanly shape from younger, which is very common amongst Black women anyway. But I went to a school that was predominantly white, so I got bullied heavily for that. And so what that meant was, into my late teens and early 20s, I grew up thinking I was fat. I've always thought that I was fat. I've always felt like that, which is a shame because now I'm not at the biggest I've ever been anymore because I've been gymming and I've lost some weight since the pandemic. But even now, I look back at my pictures when I was in my 20s and I'm like, girl, you were slim.
You're like, dang.
Like, now you're thick. Then you were slim, but you thought you were fat. But even when I got to like mid-20s, I went through a phase where I really came into myself and I started to see myself as sexy. Some women, that happens to them in their late teens. So some women, they get to like 18, 19, 20 and they feel sexy at that point. I didn't. It came to me a bit later on. It might be connected to the fact that I didn't start having sex till a bit later on as well. Maybe, who knows? But I came into myself and I was like, nah, I'm a baddie. I'm actually hot, yeah? And so I was wearing less clothes. I was being more bodacious. I was out there. I was being more flirty than before. It was just, I'm friendly and I crack jokes and I can talk about anything. So people assume that's being flirty. No, now it's being purposefully flirty. Purposely, using my sexuality.
I'm trying to test what this body can be doing.
Right? I'm gonna use my assets if I need to, and I know that I got personality, and I know I can talk the talk and walk the walk and all that. So I was being overtly flirtatious and overtly sexy,
using your
and
powers.
I think that's the stage. That's the stage that Chloe is at because she's openly spoken about it. I think it will calm down.
Nah, it's gonna get worse. Because her body's only 50% loaded. She's a Black woman, in her 20s, early 20s.
She's what, 20? She's 24.
Yeah.
So it's gonna slow down. And then it's gonna slow down. It's gonna slow down. And then she's gonna get to like 28, 29. And then she's gonna have a second puberty. And then
that's gonna be the one.
So calm down. Your facial expressions. Calm down. But speaking, I don't think it's the second puberty that's going to make it worse. I think it's the industry that she's in.
Oh, yeah.
That's the only thing. No. So, because like with me, when I had my second puberty and then everything just got bigger. And I was like, okay, now you're fat, Daddy. But you know what? You've got the features that guys like. So it's okay, right? And I remained being the same bodacious and flirty and out there person that I've been since I was in my early 20s. I reckon, though, if I was in the industry, I wouldn't have slowed down. So as you get older, you kind of value different things, right? So as I've got into my 30s, I mean, up until last summer, I still had the tatas out. I still had the hot pants, the booty shorts out. I was still showing skin. Still giving. And like I said, this summer I'm going to give, right?
So does that mean this summer the tatas are coming back out and the shorts are coming back out for the last time? The thing is that for the last time, last rodeo.
Damn. I say that now and the next year I'll be like, no.
That's what I'm saying. Sun starts shining and I'll be like, well.
When the sun's out, I'm like, listen, I need to be free, okay? But if I was in the industry, I think I'd be a whole lot worse.
Worse as in like more... More showy.
Listen, if I was in the industry, if I was in that industry, my skin would be out. I'll be out here. I know I would be. Because I've got the numbers, I've got the followers, I've got the subscribers, I've got the fans. There's more people to show off to. There's more people to be.
Are we ready to get into the? Are we ready to get into the meat and veg? Because I wanted to talk about something, and this is already veering in that direction.
Oh, do it. We're
okay,
here.
cool. So what I wanted to get into in the tea was the Ciara dress, which if you don't know, Ciara wore a dress to the Vanity Fair / Oscars after party, which had the interwebs in a little bit of a tizwas because they said she's showing too much skin for a married lady. So I was thinking, okay, let's really start to get into this dress. And I had literally the day after, when it's on the socials, my wife wakes up, she sees it first, she's doing her little scroll, and then she turns over to me. She's like, so what do you think of this? And I'm like, this is my this is pillow talk, basically, because I ain't woke up yet. Yeah. I'm like, no, but it's not acceptable. But I said that we got to get into this because what are you thinking? Off the bat, before I even give my case and whatever, I don't think it's acceptable. But I would like to hear from you because I reckon you've considered it.
It's a hard one. No, I haven't. I mean, this is why I brought Chloe up. Okay. So just to finish that, because that sex scene was very, very. It's not. It's hard because you haven't seen it. You'll find it on Twitter though.
I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it. I watched the whole thing.
Watch it. It's a 30-second sex scene. There's a lot of pumping and.
Should I just watch it now?
No.
Okay.
Chill.
Will I get a bit disheveled?
Because all them faces he was making when I was talking about Chloe's body, I don't think he needs to watch it right now. Okay?
Listen.
Chill out.
That's the girls I was chasing in school, you know? The Chloe's of the squad.
Yeah, Chloe Bailey's getting a lot of stick. So the guys love it, obviously, because she's very sexy, and you get to see her arch, and you get to see her bums really jiggling, and apparently bookmarks went crazy on. You could bookmark stuff on Twitter.
Yeah.
People were bookmarking the video like mad.
Save.
Yeah, saving it for later.
Yes,
do you know what I mean? Like, cool, fine, I get it. I would have done the same if I was a guy. In fact, let me not lie. As a woman, I've done the same thing. Let me not cap. Right? Cool. In fact, I saw the scene and immediately went to Amazon Prime. So
let me just watch it right now. Let me just.
No, chill out. I saw the scene. I said, what is this show? Didn't even know it was coming out. Boom, I'm going to watch it now. And then I sat there and I watched it. Cool, right. But Chloe's also, I feel like her image is a bit, her image isn't consistent. So sometimes she does sexy, sometimes she does innocent church girl. And so the stick she's getting from people online is, listen, pick what side you want to be on. And this does feed into the Ciara thing because Ciara has kind of started moving into, I'm the wife of...
Russell?
Do you know what I mean? Like, Russell. I'm a wife, the Lord's Prayer, the prayer that I gave to get Russell, wifey vibes. And so it's kind of like, sis, what side do you want to be on? Do you want to be on single woman, get your money, get your bag, city girl vibe, or do you want to be the wife vibe? Like, which one do you want? And with that dress, personally, I think if her husband is okay with that dress, who are we to say anything?
Of course,
right?
yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's where I stand on that. As a wife myself, I'm not a wife yet, if ever I become a wife, I wouldn't wear something like, I wouldn't wear something like that out. That's something for my man because, it's hard because we live in a world now where women are taught that, and men are trying to be taught that women are not their possession. And so women should be able to be free and wear what they want and be out there and whatever and so forth. But I think when you are a wife and a mother, you kind of have to tone that down. You can still be sexy without showing as much skin that you were showing. You're not a city girl. You're actually a mother and a wife. So you kind of need to portray that yourself that way. And you can still wear, like I wear sheer tops all the time. I'm wearing one right now. But you can still wear something underneath that hides certain parts of your body. I'm very much of the feeling of, how would you feel if your son saw that? Would you want your son to see them parts of you.
Yeah, you're actually a mother.
And see you in that way. Like, you're actually a mum. So I'm not looking at it from a wife perspective. I'm looking at it from a mother perspective.
A parent perspective.
Yeah, because your son's gonna grow up and see other women in that same sort of clothing and find them sexy, and then see his mum in that sort of clothing, and it can be confusing, I think. So just dress like a mum. You can still show some skin, but just, take it down a notch. So yeah, I think Ciara needs to decide what her brand is and stick to it. And I think what she's tried to do is live the best of both worlds. And I think whilst you can, and I'm not saying no, you can't, it's just confusing, innit? Like, are you...
I found it very weird. I found it very weird.
It's very confusing. I think it's confusing. In the industry, I feel like when you're in that industry, you need to pick what you're trying to portray. Are you trying to portray overtly sexy city girl, or are you trying to portray, I'm a wife to a decent guy and we've got a wholesome family? Wholesome and sexy doesn't work.
They don't really go hand in hand.
In terms of branding, it doesn't work. So pick a side.
At least that type of sexy anyway, because she's already sexy. So she doesn't.
She doesn't
have to
that's
try.
What I'm saying.
So she
doesn't have to.
To me, it's like a statement. You are telling the world, appreciate my sexual attractiveness. Yeah. And I'm like, why? You're already patterned. Like, why do you want people who are not a part of your sexual relationship or a part of your world like that to view you like that? I always have a problem with it when, not necessarily, they don't have to be married, but if a woman was to dress like Ciara and then to complain or to not expect a reaction of people to then sexualize them if they're dressing in a sexualized way.
I'm sorry, because I don't dress like Ciara, but I've worn some risque things. And the only reason why they look risque on me is because of my body shape.
It's because of the volupte.
Low key. I don't even think I'm that volump, but people will look at me and be like, oh my God, she's showing skin, her breast is out. If a flat-chested girl with all the same top, her breast will not be out because she ain't got breast. It's just because I got breast, so you sexualized me, okay? So I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that statement, to be honest.
That's why that's what I wanted to bring into it.
I feel like what it is that Ciara has portrayed herself for some time now as this wholesome Russell Wilson's wife who still dances. I'm a family woman now. And unfortunately, let me take the unfortunately word out. Wholesomeness doesn't sit with sexy in that way. Period. That's not what we associate with sexy. So I think that's where Ciara went wrong, because even back in the day when Ciara was doing Promise, when she sang Promise and stuff like that, she was giving the sexy that she's doing now.
Oh yeah.
But since then she's tried to show that she's matured and she's grown up and she's now a wife. So I think it looks weird that she's trying to go back to that look, basically, is what it is.
Yeah, it's extreme.
However, what I will say is, and like I said, the first reaction I had was, if her husband's okay with it, he's okay with it. Who are we to say that what she's wearing is inappropriate if her husband is fine with her wearing that?
100%.
He hasn't voiced any issues.
100%.
And I also do believe that women should be able to dress how they feel comfortable as well. So not only is my man comfortable, but I'm comfortable with what I'm wearing. To hell with you and what you think, right? My measurement of how much skin I show is when I'm walking outside, do I feel naked? Like, when I'm walking outside, do I feel like everyone's looking at me and what I'm wearing is inappropriate?
Which depends on the context as well. Because if you're walking outside in Miami at night, you're going to feel one way. If you're walking outside in London in the day, you'll feel in the same...
Damn me on holiday is naked. Listen, I will wear a bikini top and shorts, and that's my outfit. In this summer in the UK, I would never wear a bikini top and shorts. I would not do it. I just wouldn't do it. Because when I'm walking on the street, I know everyone's looking at me like, rah, like, she is really out here in underwear. Right? So I gauge my clothing on however I feel comfortable. Do I feel like too much breast is showing? Do I feel like my booty is out and I keep adjusting? You know, like women, we know when we're uncomfortable because we'll do things like keep adjusting the outfit because we're not too sure.
Just think, you're constantly thinking about the clothes. Yeah,
exactly. So I think if she's comfortable in it and she doesn't feel like that, then fine. And you've got to remember the type of event that it was, people were probably showing just as much skin.
Yeah, of course.
So I don't think in that setting, it's not like she's, I don't know, going to the grocery store in a dress like that. Do you know what I mean? But just going back to Ciara and the Russell Wilson thing, my opinion firmly sits on if she's comfortable, fine. If he's comfortable, fine. It is a bit weird that she's flip-flopping between two different aesthetics or branding, but if she's cool with it and he's cool with it, who are we to judge? I firmly sit on the side of women, dress how you feel comfortable. Fundamentally, we live in a patriarchal society where men try and dictate to women all the time how they should look, and women dictate to themselves how they should look based on what men think as well. Whether women want to accept that or not, most women dress and portray themselves for the male gaze or for whoever they find attractive. Right? If I'm trying to attract what I find attractive, so I'm going to dress a certain type of way to try and attract them. And if they say they like me a certain type of way, that's how I'm going to dress most of the time. Yeah. Personally, I wouldn't wear a dress like that, single or not. And that's the only reason why. The only reason why I wouldn't wear a dress like that is because I don't think I could put it off. Ciara's body shape is quite straight. She doesn't have big assets, so she can still look. Whilst she was pretty much naked, she can still look somewhat decent. If I wore a dress like that, definitely a nipple's going to be showing somewhere. Too much breast is going to be like, it's going to just be too much. So I couldn't wear a dress like that. I would never feel comfortable in a dress like that personally. But if you can rock it and you've got the body shape for it and you're comfortable.
I don't think body shape made a difference in this regard. I think that was a lot of flesh on display for a wife and a mother. And also, one of my questions, which is obviously not just to you, it's just to women in general, is why is it that in order to express yourself fully or to express female liberation or whatever it may be deemed as or termed as, the immediate is to dress so
not
sexually
necessarily, not all the time,
or exposed,
not all the time.
But it's just that's genuinely the rhetoric that comes back off of women wearing less clothing or clothing that shows off more. I don't know.
I think I think there's a lot of women out there that dress modestly, and that's them expressing their freedom to dress a certain type of way. And I think dressing naked, like you're saying, like wearing less clothes, is highly linked to who people idolize. So if you look at, let's take music for instance, urban music for instance, a lot of the girls in the urban industry, they are not dressing modestly. So if you look up to that and you subscribe to that aesthetic and that look, that's how you're going to dress. A lot of, I don't know if we're coming out of the BBL era. People are saying we are, I'm not quite sure. But when you look at look at BBLs and how the BBL culture has been influenced, most of those girls are wearing close to nothing. Very stretchy material, lots of cutouts, that kind of thing. And that's what's been deemed as attractive and sexy. And like I said before, when you're looking at what women wear, it is heavily influenced by patriarchy. If you are a straight girl, whether you're telling yourself, men are trash, I'm not trying to prove it, I'm not doing it for the man, sis, maybe it might take a therapist to really help you dig deep for you to realize that the way you're dressing is for the male gaze. It's so that guys can find you attractive. Even when girls say, I'm dressing for my girls, because girls judge each other. Yeah, girls do judge each other, and girls are judgmental, but the measurement is against what guys think is sexy and hot. So when you say when it comes to girls wanting to dress however way that they want to, it's because they're trying to be attractive to somebody, and it's not me, because I'm not the one that's going to sleep with you and move to you. So clearly you're trying to look nice for the man them. And if men showed that they valued modesty a lot more, I reckon a lot more women will probably dress more modestly. That's what I think.
But
with Ciara, it's different because Ciara's in the industry, and if she's trying to, she's been bringing out music lately. So my theory is she's bringing out. Yeah, she has. She brought out a song recently, a few weeks ago. She brought out a song basically saying that women should go get the bag, see girls up, F these guys, and people were criticizing her, going, "But Ciara, you got a husband at home, okay?" So, but this adds to my theory that Ciara's dressing like that because she is now currently in competition.
She's trying to get relevance.
Yeah,
she's
in competition with
I didn't know she released music.
Yeah, she's releasing music again. So it makes sense for her to dress like that because she's up against girls who are already in the industry, who haven't left, who are dressing like that. Yeah. So she has to, okay? And in the industry, as a woman, how you look is what sells. I feel like the regular girl, there's a lot to it. This is what is deemed as attractive. There's BBL, the BBL culture. There's a lot. The dating scene now is more hookup culture, so that marries nicely into women dressing in that way. Do you know what I mean? So there's a lot more to it than that. I feel like when you ask that question around why is it that women go straight to being like overtly sexy, I feel like it's a loaded question, and there's a lot to think about. There's a lot to think about to answer that question. But as for me, in my time when I was dressing more sexy, is because I came into myself and I realized that I have a body that some guys find attractive. I realized I was sexy and I wanted to attract their attention, so I dressed it in that way. As I got older, I realized I don't want to be naked, but I can still be sexy though. But my clothes will be fitted, so you can see what I'm working with. Do you get me?
Blame the misogynist in me, not that I'm a misogynist, but with the fact of men. So I was saying to my wife in the same conversation that whilst I agree that men should not have autonomy over how women dress and how they display themselves, etc., without women having the same level of control over men's image.
I'm worried. Go on.
I would argue that is it not better for women when men had control over their image, and that women should actually just have the same level of control over the male image?
Why would Okay, go on.
Because I believe in terms of being objective, that women owning their image, they have hypersexualized themselves far worse than men have historically. In terms of women dress in a particular way for the male gaze, sexualized, it's entangled, because there's one is just an image, and two is it's a mating call. That is how women attract men. And so actually what is the standard, like normal, has shifted so far into the sexual just to be normal. No, it has. Because if you think about it, a standard, big titties.
Let me tell you something. And
if you don't have big titties, get silicone
the standard is based,
BBLs,
the standard is based on the industry. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. It's not, you can't compare it to back in the day when even people in the industry dressed in a more modest way.
Yeah,
you can't compare it to that. You know, so film, TV, even modeling, fashion, music, all of that, women are selling sex. And because people that are outside of that industry have access to seeing it more in your face and how it's done, and everything's more accessible to them, and that's what they look up to, everyone's moving in line with what that industry is portraying. It's got nothing to do with men letting go of the reins or not. It's actually even men that
dictate some of these images in those industries.
Yeah, if you look at the rap game, look at Queen Latifah. Let's put aside the fact that Queen Latifah is gay, yeah? Queen Latifah is a pretty woman. She's an attractive woman, yeah?
Very.
But when she was rapping, people were looking at Foxy Brown and Lil' Kim. When people start naming like who they think are the baddest of the baddest rap artists, they don't call Queen Latifah. They call Foxy and Lil' Kim from that time. Why? Why is that? Because they sold sex, and that's what for them to have the acclaim, same level of acclaim as their male counterparts like Biggie and Tupac, who don't have to show sex. I mean, Biggie was a obese man, a fat guy. For them to be seen as on the same level as them talent-wise, they had to sell sex in order to do it. So I think it's easy for men to say, it's worse now. Women are doing it. No. Women, this goes back to what I was saying about how women dress and how women portray themselves is so linked to patriarchy in ways that people might not even think about on a surface level. When you go down deep and you layer it, you'll realize it's down to patriarchy. But fundamentally, everyone is being influenced. Everyone is influenced. And the aesthetic that has always sold for women to make it in the industry
it's always
has
sold.
always been sex. And now that we're in a time where you've got influencers as well as people in the industry, everybody's trying to sell the same thing to make money. And then you've got young girls who that's all they see. And they're seeing that, to get a guy like that, because they hold value to that type of guy, because the girls that are in the industry are showing that that's the kind of guy that is valuable. So they grow up thinking that is what is valuable. Oh, to get a guy like that, I need to look like this. I need to present like this. I need to da-da-da. And it's a never ending cycle. When I first realized that I had a attractive body type, what did I do? I started looking at other women in the industry who look or have a shape like me. How are they dressing? Obviously, they're dressing that way because they're trying to appeal to a certain
to the widest audience. Yeah,
and they're trying to make money and sex sells, so they dress that way. So I also was trying to do up. Let me dress like that within my lane. So it's not that women are. I feel like a lot of women don't even realize that they're doing. That's why I said a lot of girls probably, when you say this to them, you're dressing for male gaze, they will probably argue with you. They won't want to accept it because I don't think they really realize how the extent. They don't realize the extent of the socialization or the influence that that has been had on them. Yeah. But when you really when you really think about it deeply, you'll realize that a lot of it is down to what is out there and what they're exposed to, and the industries sell women dressing that way. When you start looking at things like comparing it to modesty is looked at as like almost like the people from the Amish, or you have to be really extreme with your religion for you to dress modest. It's not even considered as something that is normal. And do you know what? It's even been villainized, because there was a recently, like I say recently, but over the last few years, there's been an uprising of women talking about femininity, and your femininity leading, not your sexuality per se as a woman. And being more feminine means that you can dress modestly and you don't have to show skin in order for you to be attractive to men. Those women got bashed. Because again, it was, the femininity movement is putting male at the center of why they do everything and how they dress and whatever and so forth. But that's no different to you wearing a BBL dress.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? But because it's more popular to dress sexy, and it has been for decades, my whole life, when I go on TV and I look at black women on TV, black women that are named as some of the top ones, they dress a certain type of way. Beyonce dresses risque. She's always in a leotard. Her bum cheeks are always out. Always out. But we still didn't call Beyonce, we still didn't say that Beyonce dresses inappropriately. We've been made to believe that is appropriate dressing. I remember one time I was at my parents' house, and it was around the single ladies era, and my dad was like, this girl, why can I see her palm flap? Like, she did a certain dance move, and because she was wearing a leotard and you could literally see the flaps, and my dad was like, what she's wearing is inappropriate. I didn't clock it was inappropriate till my dad said it, and then I was like, oh yeah, she's actually quite naked. But because we've been socialized to believe that Beyonce is like
normal
in the industry, Beyonce is people will tell you that
she's a normalized. She's a mid.
No,
she's middle.
It's not even that. People would say that Beyonce has class. People tell you that Beyonce is classy.
Yeah.
Beyonce dresses classy, but Beyonce dresses naked all the time. So if that is what you're calling classy, and that's what people are aspiring, that's their idol. This is
part of it, though. That's what I'm saying. That's part of it, because I think in what you said, you're right. Women demonize other women who focus anything that they do on men. But I don't think men ever demonized women for that, obviously, because it's for their benefit.
Yeah.
It's for their benefit. Yeah. But also, men don't particularly demonize men in the same way that women demonize women?
No.
Like, you might call a man a simp, but that's as far as it goes.
I mean, it's fine for
that lane is there. You can be a simp. Like, it's not.
It's fine. Men might demonize each other for different reasons. The whole point of men demonizing other men for being a simp is because the idea is, you're putting women above.
Yeah. On a pedestal.
And it's quite.
And usually simps get abused, so they don't actually benefit from being a simp.
Well, actually, men view it as they're being abused because they're saying they see it as, you're a man, you should have the power, you should be on top. Why are you letting a woman be the one that's in charge? When actually they don't realize the real game is be a simp, because when you're a simp, the woman's going to actually let you lead. That's what they don't clock. That's what they don't clock, but let's not go into that. So yeah, that's probably where guys get at each other. But in terms of guys wearing, like, being shirtless and whatever and stuff, they don't really say anything about guys and how guys dress in that way. There is no men policing other men for the way that they dress. You don't get that at all.
Nah.
You don't get that at all. But men want to police how women dress and put women in boxes for dressing a certain type of way. And then and then you get women that are policing each other as well, because everyone's fighting to be the one that the man sees as the top girl, whether they want to accept that or not.
Shout out time. I want to send a big shout out to the homie Perez. I hope I'm pronouncing your name correct. Our Nubian sister dropped us a comment to say that our intro is fire. Thank you very much for that.
Thank you.
Very much appreciated. So, we might even do like a 2.0 intro.
I was thinking about
the next
that.
season, but
I was thinking about that. I want to change it up a little bit.
New beats and new lyrics.
I don't know. I was more thinking the visuals, but I mean, if you want to change up the beat, we can do that.
I was thinking we could come with a new rap, man. We I did. Yeah, we did say we were going to do new music. We did say. Do you know what's funny? We did say that. We haven't even. We've got an extended version of the intro that. There's like Venom had a verse, I had a verse. We haven't even showcased that yet, and you're talking about new music. And also, do you know how long it took me to even put that to? No, I know, man. It's a fire intro. It is a fire intro.
Do you know what? No. What I mean is, like, it took me about 5 minutes to write my verse, literally, but it took me months.
Oh, the bars.
It took me months to sit down and write it, because I was like, I don't know, can I do this? I'm going to look silly.
It's true. That's in the early episode. I'm like, did we put it in the episode? I'm like, so when's the bus?
You was like, next week, yeah? I was like, yeah. And it just wouldn't happen. And then...
I forgot about that. I forgot about the other side of
we've been doing this for a long time. Like, there was a point where Venom was like, Dammy, we've promised everyone. You've got to do your... But I was like, right then. And then when I got over my initial fear and anxiety, it took me like 5 minutes to write something crazy. We'll let you guys know. We are gonna... Should we tell them? We should. I thought we should. There's gonna be some changes to Unpicked. The first one is... we got some changes coming. The first one is... we currently film remotely. So Venom and I are not in the same room. Shock horror. If you didn't know before, now you know, yeah. We're not in the same room. We're not in the same house. We're not in the same studio. We're not even in the same vicinity, yeah. We're doing all of this with internet bandwidth. But we're soon gonna start recording our podcast in person, which means he can actually antagonize me. I can actually antagonize him in person. So the vibe is gonna change a little. And because we're gonna have a studio, that means we're gonna start doing like collabs, people coming in, guests and stuff, and we've got a couple of people that already want
little sponsorships in the back and all that.
I don't know about the sponsorship per se because we ain't got that lined up. We definitely have collabs lined up. We've got a couple like people. So that's what you should expect over the next year. So yeah, but yeah, guys, that's gonna be it now in terms of full episode till the 17th of April. We'll be back with back to, I guess this is what I want to drop the whole season thing and just, it is what it is. But in the meantime, we're back with Unpicked podcast, but you will see a video next week, and in the interim you will find videos on Monday. I will still drop something to show you the stuff that didn't make it into the episodes over the last season, or few episodes at least. where we've done extended recordings. And yeah, guys, follow us on our socials. The QR code for Instagram's on the screen. Until next time.
Till the 17th of April. It's a big bat.
Peace.